It's me, Audrey Lee, and welcome back to Veda Day 25. We're almost done, guys. We are almost done. After today, we only have 5 videos left. I hope that you guys have been enjoying the videos up until now. As I'm sure you know, this weekend is the premiere of the Avengers Infinity War. I love the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I see them as soon as they come out. I buy them on DVD. I watch them repeatedly. As far as the many things that Disney has acquired, I am not a huge Star Wars fan, but I love Marvel. I know that eventually this whole superhero blockbuster movie thing is gonna have to die out at some point. It can't last forever. But while it's here, I am enjoying myself. And in today's video, in honor of Infinity War, I thought that I would rank my top 5 favorite Marvel Cinematic Universe movies. Let's get started. Okay, so starting with number 5, I decided to go with the first Iron Man. Now, I'll go ahead and say up front, the reason that I'm putting these movies in this order is not necessarily the ones that I think are the best movie. In some cases, it's more about which ones I loved the most when I first saw it and which ones I went back to over and over again. So Iron Man came out 10 years ago, guys. 10 years ago. It blows my mind. So when it came out, the whole Marvel universe was, you know, kind of new. Obviously, it's been around forever with the comic books, and there's been other movies in the past. But this whole journey that they've taken us on in the last decade was new, and so it was very exciting. I saw Iron Man several times and couldn't get enough of it. Robert Downey Jr. is hilarious.
You've been called the Da Vinci of our time. What do you say to that?
Absolutely ridiculous. I don't paint.
He really brings that arrogance and cockiness and humor to the role that made me want to watch the movie over and over again. And so Iron Man is my number 5 pick. My number 4 pick is 2014's Captain America: The Winter Soldier. I wasn't a huge fan of the first Captain America. It wasn't a bad movie. I love Chris Evans, and I loved the beginning of the movie when he goes from, you know, plain old scrawny patriotic Steve Rogers to this humongous super soldier. That part was really interesting. But as far as the rest of the story, I just wasn't that interested in it. But when Winter Soldier came out, yes, that movie was so action-packed. I was so there for it. My favorite scene is the elevator scene. It's probably everybody's favorite scene.
Before we get started, does anyone want to get out?
He takes down like how many guys? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't know, so many guys. I'm a huge fan of that kind of like Bourne Identity, super fighter, kicking the bad guy's butt kind of scenes in movies. I love it. And then of course, again, there's Chris Evans. So yeah. My number 3 pick came out in 2016, just 2 years after Winter Soldier. We got another Captain America movie, and that is Civil War. This movie is almost not a Captain America movie because so many characters were in the movie. It felt more like an Avengers movie, not so much a Captain America movie. There's tons of reasons why this movie is so good. We got introduced to Black Panther. We got huge character arches and character development with Iron Man and Captain America. We got so much of Iron Man's backstory, which was heartbreaking. You definitely could understand both sides. There was a great dynamic with the whole, you know, the whole plot of the movie. Whether or not the superheroes, or whatever you want to call them, should have liberty to, you know, do things on their own, or should they be controlled by the government? I loved the plot of this movie. Of course, me as a fan of the movies, maybe other people knew this from the comics, but I didn't know. You would think that Iron Man and Captain America would be on different sides of this argument. So it was just really not only entertaining, but thought-provoking. In their world, it was really interesting to kind of see where people fell, on what side of the coin they fell. We also got the new Spider-Man in this movie, so it was just a lot of fun, new, but also really dramatic moments. And that's why Civil War is my number 3. Okay, so my number 2 pick might be kind of surprising, but my number 2 pick is the original Avengers. Like I said before, it's not because it's the best movie. It's more because I watched this one so many times. We went to see it as a family. It came out in 2012, so we're talking 6 years ago. My kids were right around that age where they love doing things like going to the movies as a family. Obviously seeing the 4 main Avengers working together, fighting Loki, that was just like really exciting. It was something we hadn't really seen before. The characters in this movie are so, I mean, like, you got Black Widow, who is just freaking awesome. Hulk, of course, is the moment everyone's waiting for because you hadn't seen Mark Ruffalo play him yet, and he does such an amazing job. And even though if you were like there in real life, you wouldn't want the Hulk to get angry, but you kind of want him to get angry for the movie because it's so exciting to see him change into the Hulk. There's so much fun, humor, action, just so much packed into that movie, and it was so new that it was just so much fun. Still one of my favorites. I haven't watched it in a while, and now maybe I should. Maybe I will. Okay, now it's time for my number one. You probably know what it is. I was gonna do honorable mentions for this like I did with my other ranking videos. You can click the card right here to watch those videos, but they just weren't like ones that I want to go back and watch over and over. Okay, enough already. My favorite Marvel Cinematic Universe movie is Black Panther. I don't even know where to start with this movie. Well, first of all, I see almost all of the Marvel movies in theaters. I think the only ones I didn't see in theaters were both of the Guardians and Doctor Strange. Other than that, I go see all of them in theaters. So obviously I was gonna see Black Panther anyway, but it held a special place. He's the first black superhero with his own movie. I had to go see it. My expectations were high because I like the Marvel movies, but my expectations were so exceeded. I love T'Challa, I love Okoye, I love Shuri. Just every character is like you want to see more of them on the screen. They're all beautiful, they're all interesting. And then Wakanda is like, that scene where the plane flies like it's gonna like go through this forest and it opens up to this amazing city that is Wakanda. I was like, like I think I gasped out loud in the movies, like I'm pretty sure I did. The costumes were gorgeous. The locations were gorgeous. The waterfall scene is like one of the most beautiful. I should like hang it on my wall, like get a printout of it and hang it. It's so beautiful. The acting was top notch. There wasn't anybody in the movie that I felt like kind of didn't carry their part. You got M'Baku stealing scenes. You got Shuri dropping funny lines. The villain, even the villain, the best Marvel villain, he's not a villain that you don't care about. He's not a villain that like Loki where it's like he's basically just being like a spoiled teenager. He has depth. He has like, I don't want to say a good reason, but a valid reason for why he thinks the way he thinks. You feel bad for him when he dies. Like, he's a great villain. And obviously there's also the fact that the movie brings up some very interesting ideals, and this may not be a dynamic that a lot of people understand, but being African versus being African American, there's some things there that that aren't really talked about. They're starting to be more and more talked about now. There's some, I don't want to say issues or tension, but there's a lot of things to work through with that, and they brought it up in the movie in a way that was very provocative and made you think about, you know, what you value and where you come from and what you're doing to help people. I could go on and on about why Black Panther is my number one choice. If you haven't seen it, what are you waiting for? Well, what do you guys think of my rankings? Do you agree? Do you disagree? I'm pretty sure I nailed it. Maybe you're not a big Marvel fan, but if you are, let me know in the comment section below which one of the Marvel Cinematic Universe movies is your favorite. I don't know, maybe when I see Infinity War, everything will change. But as of now, that's my list. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure that you check out my Patreon page. If you're watching this video and you're not subscribed to my channel, what are you waiting for? Subscribe. Love one another, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.